"That's Bull's car," Ross exclaimed, as he and Drake walked down the drive of Bull's home, having been seen at the door by Carol Bull. "Do you think he's made us?" Drake had no sooner spoken than the engine of Bull's car was turned on and the diesel exhaust coughed out an initial plume of fumes. "Oops, forget I spoke." Ross was already running, attempting to catch Bull's attention in an attempt to stop him, but it was obvious the man had no intention of staying to talk to him. While he was still about 10 yards from the car, it sped away from the curb. Ross bent over, wheezing slightly in the freezing air. "Fuck!" he shouted loudly, frustration in that one word, as Drake came up alongside him. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah, just not as fit as I should be, and in this cold air. My lungs are bloody screaming at me for running like that." "Did he know who we were, do you reckon? It's pretty dark after all." "Damn it, Izzy. Course he knew. If he had nothing to hide, why didn't he pull up and come striding into his house, demanding to know who blocked the access to his drive?" "Good point, boss. I suppose that kind of makes him look pretty guilty, eh?" "I'd say it makes him look very guilty." "Want me to put out a bolo on Bull and the Merc?" "Yeah, do it, Izzy. Our person of interest just became our number one suspect." Once in the car, with Ross taking the wheel, Drake quickly got through to Paul Ferris at headquarters, who immediately issued the be-on-the-lookout request for Graham Bull and his car. Within minutes, every police station in the Merseyside area and beyond would receive the details of the wanted man, and soon after that, every officer would be notified of the man the Specialist Murder Investigation Team wanted to speak to in connection with the murder of Joey Slimani. On their arrival, Ross immediately set about mobilising his team. Within an hour, the rest of the team were back in the squad room, their evening off quickly cancelled by a series of calls from Paul Ferris, the squad's night duty officer. Ross quickly brought them up to date with the events at Bull's home and began issuing his orders. It was still early in the evening, and Ross wanted to move quickly. "Sophie, you and Nick head to the golf club. Speak to anyone and everyone you can find there, especially Major Coombs if he's around. There's bound to be people using the clubhouse for social purposes. I want to know if anyone there knows where Bull might run to. Sam, Tony, I want the two of you at Bull's home with the wife, Carol, in case he returns home. Though whether he'll have the nerve to show up there after seeing us at his house is debatable, but I'm not taking any chances though." Turning to Paul Ferris, he went on. "Paul, take Ginger and go to the Evangelical Church of St Aidan in Egremont. Talk to the pastor. His name is Donald Ray. As far as we're aware, he was the last person Bull spoke to. He may have given the pastor some indication of his immediate plans. The church will be closed now, but I looked it up, and the pastor lives in the manse next door to the church. I'm going to see the DCI and organise a warrant for Bull's house and car. If he killed Joey Slimani, there's a good chance he transported the body in the boot to the railway bridge where he dumped it over the parapet. Now I have a feeling Mrs. Bull will probably agree to us searching the house without the need for a warrant, but I want this case to be watertight if Bull is in fact the killer. This bastard has been hiding in plain sight, behind the veneer of respectability, aided by his so-called religious beliefs. But I think it's just another cold-blooded killer who's pulled the wool over everyone's eyes." "Do we actually have any hard evidence against him, boss?" Nick Dodds asked, and everyone in the room fell silent. "Good question, Nick. And the 100% honest answer is no, we don't. But what we do have is enough circumstantial evidence to bring him in on suspicion. And I have a feeling Bull isn't the type to give us too much resistance if we apply the pressure. Now, I know it's late and you all have homes to go to, but I have a hunch we can crack this case if we can lay our hands on Bull as fast as possible. It's possible, seeing as at his home might have spooked him and made him run. But if he had no pre-planned escape plan in place if we get too close, he might now be running around like a chicken with its head cut off, not knowing what to do next." There wasn't a single grumble from any of the team at the prospect of working late into the night. They all wanted the killer apprehended, and this case had been something of a nightmare so far.